All right, welcome everybody to another episode of MTG Arena. We're going to go ahead and get started. Um, it's definitely been an interesting grind I've been having lately with MTG Arena. I've done some, work on a red black deck that I did a little testing and preview during my last episode with, but I've definitely got it to where it's a really good functioning deck at this point, and it does some pretty neat and interesting things, and I'd like to showcase that to you guys today. In addition, I actually got my ass floored. I mean, floored to the ground by a very interesting, like, Nicol Bolas style, mostly like instant sorcery and planeswalker focused deck, and it really just piqued my interest. So I kind of have like a very low grade version of that I kind of want to mess around and play with, and kind of show you how good that can be even without it being like the completed concept of it all. Just because of how much control there really is out of that playstyle. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on some matches here. I did actually have my birthday this past weekend. I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to do a live stream for it, but mm, it didn't really kind of fit my schedule to be able to do a live stream for it, especially with some things that I had going on. But good news on that front, though. On the live stream side of things, I'm going to probably be converting the live streams for this channel, at least the PC ones to start out, just to kind of test the waters, over to Twitch. I haven't quite set it up yet, but I plan on doing so this week. And I actually got in contact with one of my buddies that I really love to play Guild Wars 2 with, and he seems completely down not only to play with me on weekends on a regular basis, but possibly to be willing to stream with me and be part of the stream, so that way we can get some MMO content for you guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead. Now this is the kind of the pre-built idea that I had of a bare bones basic version of that deck I was talking about, and then I have the actual red black deck. I didn't ever rename it from what they gave me, but it has a lot of interesting control combos, and it revolves a lot around Priest of Forgotten Gods, which, by the way, this card is absolutely amazing for a black deck concept, especially with how easy it is to get into tokens. Because you sack two creatures, any number of target players each lose 2 life, and you sacrifice a creature, and then you get 2 black mana and you draw a card. So when you use cards like Resembling Skeleton with it, you can easily be able to sit there and basically each turn control their board output, cause them to lose life, and then overall just be able to plus on your side because you can bring back the Resembling Skeleton with the free mana you get, and you get an additional draw for any potential other plays that you want to do that turn. It's just overall beautiful when comboed with certain cards. So let's go ahead and see if I can get a couple matches in to see if I can showcase some of the better combos of it. Because it can function in multiple ways. It doesn't specifically have to have Priest of the Fallen Gods to work, but it definitely works best if Priest of the Fallen Gods is in your starting hand and it doesn't get blown up, obviously. But this isn't too bad of a starting hand. I did make some changes towards the end of things recently that I wanted to test out, which included this card here, Mayhem Devil. Just because of the fact that every time I'm going to sacrifice as a result of stuff like Ravenous Harvey or Priest of the Fallen Gods, I'm going to be dealing additional damage in addition to the life loss from Priest of the Fallen Gods. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Not only that, but with how much of a sack engine there is in this deck, I cannot tell you how much and how important me having Active Treason in this deck has actually worked. Despite how generic of a card it is, it has allowed me to pull some absolutely busted combos when it comes to board removal. Even that one card that I run in this deck that you sacrifice a creature in addition to its cost and you draw 3 cards, I can easily Act of Treason and immediately go into getting a +3 draw as a result of removing their creature. So there's definitely a lot of benefits to how this deck functions. Outside of that general sack mechanic, I do try to focus on being able to push out not only goblin tokens, but zombie tokens as well, so that way you can kind of have a dual source there. So I do try to have a balance between the two in order to kind of get things flowing in a certain type of way. All right, so let's see here. What'd they put out on board? To the white one, when you attack with 3 or more creatures, transform. Okay, so I think I need to bust out the Cranko engine pretty early on, just to try to get things flowing. No attacks this turn, and then I'll probably bust out the Ravenous Harpy first, and then the Mayhem Devil immediately after. So that way I can kind of get that combo rolling. Now the beautiful thing, Ravenous Harpy, it does require 1 mana but no tap, whereas the opposite for Priest of Fallen Gods, where it requires just a tap but no mana to do its effect. So it really synergizes well with each other in order... Oh, I destroyed my Cranko. Thankfully I have another in the deck somewhere. But it does synergize very well to be able to do both without them interfering with, like, mana, spitting out, too much mana when it comes to trying to get things done. Okay, so right, I was gonna say Ravenous Harpy. Kablam. Next combat. I'm not gonna do much, because I'm trying to kind of establish certain things before I kind of get the ball rolling. Which I kind of used Cranko this time around as bait, just because of the fact I already knew that if they decided to get rid of this first, I was kind of in trouble when it came to the sack engine side of it. Especially since that's kind of what I opened, was the ability to use the sack engine to just fuck people over. Alright. Let's see, into combat. Alright, so I'm sitting on 4 mana. My turn. So I'm definitely going to be able to do the Act of Treason play. See, this I can go ahead and showcase this to you guys now, believe it or not. This nifty little combo here. I'm going to go ahead and take control of his, vampire buffer, and then I'll go ahead and use this ability to go ahead and just sack it off to that to get a buff to it. And I have enough mana to technically do it again. I just want to save it because when you assign blockers and stuff, you can actually technically negate an attack, so to speak, quote unquote, by sacking something off that's assigned as a blocker. So I'd rather have that as the open play, in case they decide to pull something funky. So for the meantime, I'll just go ahead and poke them for 2 flying. Get my damage ball rolling. What I need now is 1 more red just so I can be able to bust these out in the same turn. But we'll see how that goes. By the way, I apologize a little bit for the glare. It is pretty bright in this room right now, but we kind of can't not have it that way. We don't have sufficient lighting outside of the ceiling light in this room, sadly. Favorite control attacks each opponent. Okay. So, Siphon. Gotcha. That's definitely a nifty little guy. Alright. I'll just go ahead and let it pass my turn. Okay, well there's another swamp. So, what I'm going to do now is this. See, I can do it to any target, so I can go ahead and get rid of his token after buffing him again. Trade token for token this way, essentially, and still give my creature a buff. And then I can, and then it also, that's the other thing, is that it is a 3/3, so that'll help when fighting him. Deter him from trying to attack, at least. No, I'll just go to attackers. I'll poke with it again. Now this is, like I said, this is kind of more the basics of what it does, because I did explain the combos a little bit already, of some of the generic stuff that I can, more degenerate stuff that I can do, but it's not like the core, goo of the goo when it comes to combo. It just kind of all depends upon what I get as to whether or not, opening hand wise, as to how easily I can get into all that. So we'll just have to kind of see how that plays out. Alright, so I lost 2 life that way. And see, here's the beauty of all of this. Go ahead and assign that as a blocker. And then lock. And then activate effect. Ping it. And then I'll go ahead and just do 1 damage straight to the planeswalker, or to the player. Just because I know I can't kill either of those, and there's almost no point if I can't kill them off the bat with it. Then pass to my turn. Oh, hey, there's that mountain I was looking for. And then, boom, here I go. I pump out another token. Then I still have Goblin Instigator. So I'll go ahead and pump one of the tokens into him. Get an even better flyer. Go ahead and ping it for 1 damage. Then I'll go to combat. This is kind of what I meant when I posted the title of the last one. It was kind of token burn, is because I'm literally, through various methods, can produce token swarm, because I do have like open the graves, that whenever a creature, non-token creature dies, I get, an additional like zombie token and whatnot. But the main part about it is that I can push over with those tokens if I get the token gen happening like in swarming amounts, while still maintaining the burn and life loss engine, and sacking the tokens to do it. So it definitely makes for a pretty good combo set. And the funny thing is that like there are other versions of this type of red-black deck that still can do good against me, but if I've got my core engine rolling before they like, if they don't like open like a bunch of like sacrifice creatures, destroy, murder, all that stuff, then I can, and I'm able to set up, at least a starting board like this. They usually cannot, like, they can't get over what I've got going for me. Just because of the fact that it, especially with the Priest of the Fallen Gods portion of it, I end up pushing over so much. I'm still testing a little bit of them when it comes to ratios for the deck, but so far it's just been a really, really consistent engine for this. I do like what they're doing with this, though, when it comes to attacking to produce the that combo of just kind of getting a bunch of chains of that going off. Technically, there's an infinite loop you can do with stuff like this, because it says whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life as just a plain vampire. I hate the fact that that's a common, because there's enchantments that are rare that do the same thing but in reverse. So one will be whenever you gain life, your opponent loses that much life, and whenever your opponent loses life, you gain that much life. And they're both black enchantments, and you can literally create an infinite loop with them. So it's just absolutely degenerate. And I'm actually not going to lie, low-key glad that they didn't include an antithesis to that effect. They just created a pseudo version of it rather than, break the game, so to speak. Okay, we'll do just a raw damage to you. Pass to damage. I'll take the 5, that's fine. My turn. Ooh, even better. Doom Dissenter. Because now, what I can do, and this is pretty good, is I can go Harpy, trigger, get rid of Doom Dissenter, which Doom Dissenter I can go ahead, since I'm going to be, because I can then produce a token off of Doom Dissenter, which then allow me to do this one more time, getting an additional damage count, and getting rid of, overall, his vampire buffer. And then now I go to combat, and then hit for... Actually, that's game if I swing with everything. Ha ha! Woo! And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the basics of what it does when it doesn't have its full combo, and it still was good enough to get over, you know, fucking life drain essentially. So yeah. So I'll try to do a couple more games, see if I can't show you the bigger combos. If not, I'll try to do a practice round in order to just kind of drag it out and show you how it kind of works when it's at its best. Before I go and kind of show you the other control deck that's in its infant stages. Alright. This is a new addition I thought was interesting that I added to this deck. It says whenever it attacks, defending player discards a card. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So basically, I can swing with it, you discard a card, it gets a +1/+1 counter. I pop my sacrifice effects, my sacrifice effect from Priest of the Fallen Gods, force you to sack something, he still gets buffed up by another +1/+1 counter. So not only is he self-fueling when it comes to gaining power with a flying lifelink engine, but also I can fuel him as a result of, doing my control play with Priest of the Fallen Gods. So it's definitely a good thing to do. Alright, I do like this opening hand just because of kind of where this is going to lead. Start out with the Resembling Skeleton, go into Mana Geode, immediate turn after, sack off my revivable Resembling Skeleton for Blood Divination, get an additional draw 3. Yeah, I can work with this. Drop that swamp. Oh, man, oh man. Mounty Mountain. Boom. I'll do the swamp. Mana Geode. Just for the extra mana. I'll have 6 mana on board, so I'll be able to put out the Haunt out of the High Tower. So I don't need that immediately. I'd rather see something else that could potentially net me an actual gain here. That's another thing I'm wanting to build, but it's going to be kind of difficult to do so. Just because of the fact that I'm already starting that other deck project is Merfolk, because Merfolk are disgusting. Even this game, if running it as a blue-green +1/+1 counter rather than the, legacy artifact version that's just busted as all hell, it's still worth every bit of it, and it's fantastic. Since I've actually pulled this, I'm going to go ahead and pop that out so that way I can do Blood Divination next turn and then get a token out of it, because that'll definitely help me out a lot. Because I think as long as he's not popping anything out that's I'm worried about, I don't have to put this out next turn. See, now I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Doom Dissenter. Then I'm going to do Blood Divination. Pop Doom Dissenter. And I'll get 2 tokens out of it. And then draw 3. Ooh, that is beautiful. No tax cistern. That is beautiful. Krenko and fucking Act of Treason. Oh my lordy Jesus, that is gorgeous. I don't have a way to actively sack that off. Oh, man. I'll play the second one of that later. Honestly, I want the flyer out there. So I'll go ahead and pay the mana for all of that. He is so good. I love what he can do. He definitely brings good stuff to the table. Let's see here. Okay. Attacks, you just went to target creature different player controls. Okay. I mean, you're gonna, if you do that, you're giving me a free token. I'm just saying, if you target Resembling Skeleton, I get a free 2/2. Period, end story. See, here's what I'm gonna do. Because he's all tapped out, so. Ding dong. He discarded. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. So I've got 7 mana here. How do I want to do this? Honestly, I would love to have a play for Active Treason, but I don't have my SAC engine this time around. So probably what I'm gonna do is Cranko into a mana geode. Yeah, actually that works. Because then I can pick myself after Active Treasoning his. Okay. Yeah, that works. So I'll go ahead and swing to this. He's going to be forced to discard. And then he'll get a +1/+1 counter since something's going to the graveyard. That's another reason why I liked him, is that it kind of put a little bit of some hand control into the aspect of this to kind of help keep them at bay more. And Grass Rampage, that's such a good card. The fact it says target player does this or this or this. Yay, you negged my fucking +1/+1 counters, essentially. Oh, you are a cunt for that. I mean, that can't resolve properly. I don't know why that triggered, but just let it happen, my dude. Let it happen. It's not... he's breeding so much into that. How many... I've only lost the 1 Cranko this game. Okay. I mean, thanks for the zombie tokens. That's only enter battlefield. That's every time it attacks, so I don't like that one in particular. Okay. And this is where things get interesting, because Act of Treason. And then I'll get an additional token out of it. So fuck your couch. Bait out the attack with 2 tokens. You gonna block them? I want you to. Do it. Do it. Kill your creatures. Wait, what does he do? Oh, yeah, if he gets targeted by anything. Interesting. And then he can't be blocked either except by spirits. So I'll have to find a way to get rid of him. Hopefully I get a decent draw here soon so I can start doing stuff. That's a good card. I really like that. There's a couple like it that for like the different varying colors. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Ugh. You are a bitch for that. Gonna try to hit you as hard as I can. You're gonna block any of it. Any of it at all. I want to get rid of your creature. Which I don't understand why he hasn't been attacking with. Well, I mean, he's needed a blocker, I guess. It's the only reason I can think of, but... Makes not a whole lot of sense. And... Oh, that's gonna be one. One motherfucking damage. I did put the Liliana in here that has the effect that whenever a creature you control dies, you get to draw a card. So even if it's a token that's being like sacked off, or another creature that's being sacked off, I'm still able to not only to draw the cards. I mean, yeah. And see, even at its most basic form, I can still have enough removal and token gen to be able to just push out damage over time. Ew, a soldier. I mean, not bad. That squish of the package. Let's go ahead and pull it and see what I get. Turn ogre, zombie beast. Raw's Outburst isn't too bad. I just hate the fact that's a 4-drop. There are definitely ways to like build a blue-red deck that's built around that style to where you try to put like excess into your graveyard when it comes to instants and sorceries. Because there's Enigma Drake that makes it to where its power gets increased for each instant or sorcery that's in your graveyard. Ooh, Finality of Eternity. Draw up to 3 target creatures, times X or less. If X is 10 or more, return all creature cards from your graveyard to the... Wow, that is busted. That is busted. Wow. Holy fuck. Alright, I'm gonna try to see if I can't do a practice match just so I can make it play out and kind of show you what the combo's supposed to do. So that way you guys can get a chance to see it. And that way I can kind of show you just the dumbness of even the weakest form of what that deck can do. No, I didn't need to edit it. Whoops. Chaos and Mayhem. Ooh, I forgot I added her to the deck too. That's another thing to pair with Mayhem Devil for the combo is Scourge Diva. She gets +1/+0 when a non-token creature you control dies. Judith, the Scourge Diva deals 1 damage to any target. So definitely kind of plays into it all. Yeah. Shut up, you practice dummy. I hate the fact that she's legendary. Because I would love to have multiples of her too. No blocks this time. Oh, so scary. So scary. Okay, do it that way. Flop out my ham devil. Go ahead and poke with her. Fuck it. Might as well. Haha, take that! Ay, ay, ay. Oh, yummy, a horror. What horrors will you show me today? And this is another good thing. This card with Regenerating Skeleton is like the ideal thing to have for this deck when it comes to the Priest of the Fallen Gods or whatever. Okay. Because basically it revives itself every turn. So whenever it dies, it puts out a token that has the ability to bring back, to sacrifice itself and bring back Rekindling Phoenix. And it gains haste until the end of the turn. It's pretty disgusting. Yeah, I'm not going to attack. These are meant to be utility / blockers. This is meant to be utility with some extra damage that can be poked out. So... I might need to get this on the battlefield next turn, but honestly, I probably won't all... Actually, no. Even better. Blood Divination. Pop off Doom Dissenter. I'm doing this 2 different sources, so what do I want in it? Yeah, let's get rid of the flyer.
Got anything good over there?
Yeah, let's get rid of the flyer. Honk and kabonk. And then I draw my free cards. Hey, second Rekindling Phoenix. Since you have no block against my flying now, poke you for 5. Kadunk. I might need to up Priest of the Fallen Gods, especially with some of the edits I've made, up to 3 copies instead of just 2. Because it's looking like she's not one to appear as often as she used to. On a sad note. But that's fine and dandy. I'll probably slow down my attacks just to see if I can't start pulling the combo off. Oh my lord. Okay, this is getting a bit redundant at this point. Because my sack engines are not showing up. Let's see here.
Keep going. You can do this.
I'll do a second Rekindling Phoenix. No attacks. Like I said, I'm going to try to slow down a bit on my... Because at this point there isn't much that he's going to do that's going to completely fuck me. Because it's AI, I mean, what do you expect? Okay, this is getting annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to poke with one of those just to keep your life low. And then I'm going to have to start hitting with the Haunt of the High Tower. Yeah, it's going to leave a mark. Of course it is. This is Rakdos, of course. They're the kings of torment. Blockers. You're really going to swing with everything. I mean...
Got anything good over there?
Yeah, just enough to get rid of your shit. Mmm. Neato burrito. Thanks for the +1/+1 counter. Them chains, though. Holy cow. No, I do not need another ravenous fucking harpy right now. Alright. I need some life back. Alright. There we go. Okay, now I won't attack for, like, ever. Just because I really want to show you where this can go. Again, the reasoning behind all of this.
It's important to take the time.
Oh my gentle Jesus. You've got to be kidding me. No attacks. Ugh, come on deck. What's going on here? At this point, AI is just being reckless to be reckless. I mean, I'll probably just hold on to that, honestly. Oh my Jesus. Oh yeah, I can't play multiple Cranko. Duh. It's a legendary creature in the same name. I could have won forever ago. I'm trying to be able to show you the combo. I really am. Oh yeah. Okay, here's a sack engine. At the very least. Because here's a bunch of stuff that I can do. Sack. And then I do this with the other Phoenix. Submit. Boom. That's just a taste. That's just the sample. Alright. And turn. And he's still buffing himself like constantly. Every time they're losing something off their board and it's going to graveyard, he's just keeps gaining shit. So every time I get rid of their shit, a result of sacking my own shit.
I wonder what your favorite card is.
My favorite card. Honestly, I'm a big love of mono green. My favorite card would have to be Omnath, the Locust of Mana. That thing, especially as a commander, is just broken. That is the most terrible pun, I swear to God. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Their revival will trigger them as well. Which is even better. Because of the fact your token's dying. Okay. At this point, I'm just going to swing with everything. You guys get the general gist. I've explained most of the combos to you guys. Just to give a kind of a recap of the best of what it can do. You're essentially losing a lot of life as a result of cards like this, and what the Priest of the Fallen Gods does. Especially with the fact that she automatically forces your opponent's attack a creature and kind of keeps your draw engine going. It's definitely beneficial. And then when you have multiple copies of Rekindling Phoenix and Resembling Skeleton in the deck, you kind of have a constant, easily reusable source for her to be able to sit there and just pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off. And when you have Open the Graves on board, it's just even more busted because of the fact that you're getting 2 tokens every time you do this. So I wonder how much damage this actually is. Damn!
Nice job.
Neg 48 off of that board. Holy cow. That was just me just dicking around to try to show you the combo. The main combo that I try to go for in it. But okay. So for the tail end of this, I'll still keep it practice just because of the fact that, this deck is a hit or miss at the moment because I don't have anywhere near enough of what you're supposed to use for it. Because technically, it functions by spitting out both the Bolas creature that turns into a Planeswalker and the regular Bolas that just came out for the War of the Sparks set. And utilizes both those and a handful of other Planeswalkers and a lot of early game removal from smaller instants and sorceries to be able to just say, you can't play Magic anymore. It gets gross. Just absolutely gross.
I'm ready to play.
Yeah, and I do run this whole deck off of dual lands. You cannot run it any other way. It just flops if you do. Because you have to have mana for any situation, really. Holy cow, how'd he do that off... Wait, what? Defender... Hold on a second. They've only got 2 mana. Nothing in graveyard. How'd they just produce 3 mana worth of stuff?
Keep going. You can do this.
I am so goddamn confused. Huh? Yeah, this is probably going to be a bad match because I didn't really have a good starting hand to for the sake of removal, but yeah, they're just pumping out a creature per turn and it's going to be bad. Yep. I'll probably have to redo this one. I might try to see if I can recover it. I'm sitting at 5 mana. Yeah, there's really no
Hey, I can see your hand.
recovering this.
Listen up, and I'll teach you a trick or two. Every day.
Oh, that's another thing is that when I first got faced against this deck in the constructed tournament I did earlier today, I didn't realize they had actually changed the Planeswalker rule. Because it used to be if they were the same subtype of Planeswalker, you can, have multiple on the board. But now as long, it applies to the regular Legendary rule, so that's the same name regardless. I would love to be able to pull that off. But honestly, that's going to require too much mana out of me. I mean, yeah. I might as well just get rid of it at this point. It's going to cost 6 mana just to be able to get 1 creature away from their board. Yeah, that's no matter which way I look at it, that's game. All right, we'll we'll try another one, see if I can get a decent hand going. Doesn't help the fact that I faced green when I had no removal starting out. And again, somehow they glitched a second card onto the board. I don't understand. I didn't pay attention enough or something, but they had no graveyard. They had I'm just flabbergasted by that. If y'all want, you can leave. If you figured out what happened, go ahead and leave a comment letting me know because I'm just sitting here mind boggled. Like, how'd the AI pull up 3 mana turn 2? Oh, I'm. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't paying attention to what they did their first turn. They put the 1-drop out their first turn and then put the other one. Okay. That's how you know I'm tired. I'm actually doing an all-day or all-nighter right now, and I need some sleep. So that's how you know I'm tired, if I'm making a scrubby thought process like that going through my brain. Okay, this is a bit better. Especially with Ujin and then Sarkon the Masterless on board. It's just, yeah, that'll be a good start.
Let's get started.
That's for sure. Rakdos, Guildgate, Cinder Barons. Is that a 1-drop? Oh my god. Why does the AI have to have all 1-drops today? But that'll be okay. Sensei wasted their mana for that. I'll get rid of the flyer this turn. I know that can only target a creature, but the main reason I use it is because if it dies, it gets exiled instead. So, like, a lot of good utility creatures that have low power and toughness, but have, like, an amazing effect when they're stacked with multiple shit on their board, it definitely helps with removal of those types of things. So, it's definitely a satisfying card to play. Okay, so I guess this has to be my play this turn. Wow! The luck of that shit.
Going. You can do this.
Yeah, I'll send that away. Because I have 2 lands still in hand. And I typically just draw land like crazy in this deck anyway. So, and like, it doesn't matter what land I play, I get all my utility out of it anyway. So, it just kind of is what it is. Alright, so we're going to go... Yeah, we'll go Raw.
What would you risk to beat?
+2, scry 1.
Wonder why hurricanes don't have 2 eyes?
No, I don't, Roll. I don't ever wonder why hurricanes don't have 2 eyes. I just... God, the puns in this shit is just so bad. Oh my god.
No sword can pierce my scales. I will call the dragons.
I hate the fact that that's only till end of turn, because they... Yeah, she just got it again. Oh, no.
You again soon, Planeswalker.
Strike.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm trying to show you the things that this can do, but I'm not getting the setup for it. It's just not good. Gotta love my deck's inability to perform the way I want it to on camera. They just love to spite me. They love to spite me. I can deal. Maybe. Yeah, I can deal.
Ready to play.
Oh, this is a beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful card. Could not wish for anything better in a deck like this. Like, that has a fuck tons of planeswalkers and shit. Yeah, no. That is amazing for this. So we'll 2 draw a card. Alright. Honestly,
Ever think about the multiverse? Like, hey, that's wild.
probably gonna push this out next turn so I can get Roll on board. So whenever you draw a card, each one puts the top together. Oh.
The forces of nature can show us many things.
No. I want that on bottom. What got sent to my graveyard? Guildgate and a Lava Coil. -2 cast. Copy. Okay.
This experiment has shocking repercussions.
I'm only doing 2, so I'll just do it directly to him. Yeah, I definitely want that in my hand. Oh my god. Yes. Give that to me. Oh my jeez. Alright. See, this is where things get interesting, because I have 5 available to me at the moment. Yes.
Keep going. You can do this.
Heh heh heh.
Don't come your way.
Oh, it is opponent. It's not just creature. What'd I get rid of this time? Ah, 2 lands. Neato burrito. I'm fine with that. Even more lands and some basic drops. Okay. Ah. Okay, that I didn't like getting rid of.
Not as good as me, but
Alright. Yep. Let's make this a little difficult for you, shall we?
Eureka! Sorry, I just realized something totally unrelated. Signs indicate that hurt.
Yeah, no shit. Really. Ujin. Here we go, baby.
Drive civilization, not petty war. Secrets manifest before you. You like the gauntlets? I built them myself.
Yes, sir. I'll keep that. Okay. There goes my Jace. No. Damn, son. Alright, so I haven't put Liliana out just yet. How much mana do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7.
Let's get moving.
Yoinks. Yex is right.
Make new comrades.
Because here's what I'm gonna do. Each player sacks 2 creatures. And this is beautiful too, because like
Never heard
then
of
those
them.
get added to my hand.
They were allowed to
And then whenever a creature dies, I draw a card. Oh man. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I'll just do his scry deal.
Hold still.
No, I don't want her right now. Ugh. All my tyrant scorns are gone. What are you picking?
I am exhausted.
Ah, you bastard. Alright.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh, I should have done that. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Fuck. Alright, that's fine though.
Let's get moving.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's getting really annoying.
It all built up to this.
Yeah, I'll keep that on top. I currently have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that, do I want 1,000-Year Storm or do I want?
Let's get moving.
Yeah, 1,000-Year Storm.
Danger only makes field research more interesting.
Truth lies beyond vision.
But yeah, this is the general concept of how the deck's supposed to work. It's supposed to control the opponent enough to where, you know, they can't really do a whole lot. Why would you do that? That gets added to my hand. Oh my god. Okay, so now this is where things get really good. Um, uh, this is where things get really good. Alright, so...
Let's get moving.
Super awesome.
I'm sorry, I have to do that again. I'm really sick of that.
Is unwritten.
I didn't. That's the thing. It's like I'm in situations where they're so controlled with what I'm getting.
Dead ashore? Super gross and not my fault.
Super gross and not my fault. I swear. Yes.
Ether itself serves me.
I am judge, jury, and executioner.
Nice job.
Yeah, it gets pretty chain heavy once you get kind of certain things established on board, and that's the idea of what you kind of want to do with it is establish enough control with your bola stuff so where like everything else you add to it, like planeswalker wise, it just fucks you over. So it just you can't get past it because you're just sitting there taking nothing but fuck, fuck all when it comes to damage and stuff. All right, I'm gonna be ending this right here. I know this was a little bit longer episode than what I normally do, so, but I did try to show you guys what my new decks and kind of how they work and what they do. I'm definitely going to be working on them some more here pretty soon throughout the week and whatnot. Try to see if I can't get any good pulls for them, especially for that Planeswalker deal. So if you like the content, go ahead and put a like on the video. Comment, let me know what games you want to see me play next, and subscribe. All right, until next time, later.